Numbers up in the frame, a close call in race 6, going to number 6 over the limit. Short head in front of 7, Fictitious. Third to 3, Shuet. Fourth was 2, Ponchielli, and fifth to 5, Kirkconnell's Lass. Well done to champion trainer Sean Tarry. He's here on course today to lead in number 6 over the limit for owners Chris van Niekerk, Mesdam's John Magnier and D. Nagel. International interests here for the 4-year-old Bay Filly by Twice Over. He's out of the national emblem mare Blow Your Mind, bred by Claverflay Stud. 2-time winner from 10 outings. Narrow in defeat was the 7, Fictitious. And then came 3, Shuet. The Tate favourite was number 7, Fictitious. Just nodded off here. Scratch was number 8, Fararanga.
Yeah, welcome back to the winners' enclosure. Race number 6 this afternoon belongs to number 6, Over the Limit, the daughter of Twice Over. Superb ride from Raymond Danielson. Well done to Sean Terry and all the owners involved. Well done, Ray. I thought that was a very good ride from you. You had a challenge on your outside in the form of Fictitious, but you got one back on Smunga this afternoon.
Yeah, you know, obviously my race went quite nicely. I had a good draw. It always helps. I was sitting about 4th, 1 off, and going quite relaxed, so I always knew she was going to give me a kick when I asked her. And when I asked her to quick on top of the straight, I thought I had the race in the bag. That's what it felt like. And she just hit a little bit of a flat spot, and those two horses joined each other on the outside, and they obviously only stopped quite late. And I was just lucky enough she put her head down, and she won quite a nice race.
Lovely stuff, Ray. Of course, just going back to her as well, you think she'll be more effective over this sort of a distance, or 1400 within range?
Yeah, I mean, just before the race, Mr. Terry did say he thinks she's better over 14, and which is exactly what I felt. She's very relaxed in the race, and when you ask her to go, she takes a little while to get there, and when she goes further with a bit of rain on the going, I'm sure she won't stop here.
Lovely stuff. Very well said. Good to be chatting to you this afternoon.
Yeah, thank you so much. A big thank you to obviously Mr. Terry and his team, Mr. Van Niekerk. Thank you for the winner.
Well done, Ray. Good to have Mr. Terry on course this afternoon. Haven't seen you for quite some time. I'm sure that you've gone and freshened up after a long season last season. I'm sure you're looking for an even better one this year.
Yes, I mean, we've had a nice break, and obviously I must just thank the team back home. They've done a great job while we've been away. The results have been pretty good. So obviously to Andries, Tabiso, Monique and Charlotte, a job well done. And yeah, I'm sure they're glad I'm back.
Back to this filly. I remember watching her at Greyville. She made heavy weather of it. A nice strong ride from Muzi to open up the maidens. But today you got to like the way she fought that horse on the outside off.
Yes, I thought her post-maiden run, funny enough, was full of merit. I mean, Luke came from a long way back, and to me it was a really eye-catching performance, and I thought in a race like today she would have a good chance, even though we were a little worried about the 6 furlong. But I'm glad she's followed up reasonably quickly. I must say, obviously, a very big thank you to Chris, and to have John Magnier in the horse, and obviously Deanne and David Nagel. It's a privilege, and I'm really grateful to follow up with a win quickly, even though probably a little limited this filly, but I'm sure she's got another 1 or 2 in the tank.
Mr. Terry, just going back to Viper Jet a bit early on, feedback for the punters. Obviously, inside track and a slow start was probably not to his liking.
Yeah, but I mean, how could you not see that before the race? At the end of the day, he came from a long way back, TURFFONTEIN standside track, and you know, I really do feel for the punters when they fall for these prices. I mean, the fact that he's 10 lengths off the pace at the standside track, what's going to change on the inside track? So you had a horse like Mr. Peters that was a half a length behind us, but obviously had a lot more pace. And, you know, I just shake my head in disbelief when I see the prices and say, how do people fall for this?
Thank you very much for that, Mr. Terry. And long may you have a good season. We'll be supporting you throughout, and you've got the owners, so that's always a big plus.
Thanks so much.
Well done to Sean Terry. Good to be chatting to him this afternoon. Of course, it is the daughter of Twice Over, and how well has he done as a stallion? She's really come through to win a tenacious victory. Well done to Raymond Danielson. I thought a good ride from him. Good to see these jocks battling it out here on the inside track this afternoon, and it has gone the way of number 6. It was the start of the Blitz PA as well, so if you got those bets on, I think the pool exceeded 25,000 Rand, and it's slowly starting to climb with each and every meeting, which is good news. I do highly advise the punters to get into those Blitz race meetings. They're something that you could make some good cash off, and I'm sure once it's been marketed properly and it's all over understanding to the punters, I'm sure we'll see some good pulls as well. We've got the quick mix coming up later alongside some good racing from Doncaster. Of course, it is the St. Ledger Festival, and I know that Enbahar in race number 2 looked to be the rage sort there, and on Saturday we've got Logician running in that big race, and he does look to be a very hard horse to beat.
1,200 meters to sprint here. They're set and they're racing away. A good enough start for them. Chouette began well, is the early leader from Fictitious along the inside over the limit. Kirk Connell's Lass is passing runners on the outside.